Basically, we're just living in London. What do you expect? We're just living in London. Basically, we're just living in London, cuz. What do you expect? We're living in London. Yo, anything you see, anything happens. Like, it doesn't matter, we're living in London. What do you think? What do you expect? Where do you think we're living? Yo, Esky boy. Oh my days, where are we living? Cause when I'm rolling, no security guards, I'm living in London. Everything London. Ask anybody, any place, I work with any race, the whole point's money. So if I'm gonna be rich, gotta be open-minded. Looking at the lights too long, get blinded. Ha, alright, you tried it. Watch when I see him on the roads, I'll find him. Might see me first and catch me slipping. Not likely though, it's not likely, so I keep spitting. Drive so fast, the clock keeps ticking. There's not enough hours in a day, I'm flipping out. On road for weeks, I ain't been home yet, mum's flipping out. From child to man, I've been lawless, I'm living in London. Hustling, we're just living in London. Living in London, living in London, living in London. We're just living in London, living in London, living in London, living in London. We're just living in London, 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 living in London.
Like I'm living in London, south of the river, like I'm bound to deliver right on the biggest eight. It's nuts how we're living like mainframe stuck on the figures like maximal division, like just a couple of niggas moving a pen and the youngers are ridden the roads bigger than men. On the roads from any age bigger than 10, and the man move through like Sainsbury's delivery men. It's nuts in the ends, just better man that you can't trust in the ends. So be careful, the man them will get you and they'll eat your belly like the Hannibal Lecter. Cause the man they're only trying to hear peace, so you know they be on their toes like their bare feet. That's how it is down there. Like LD, yeah, we do it big down there.
We're just living in London, living in London, living in London, living in London. We're just living in London, living in London, living in London, living in London. We're just living in London, 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 living in London.
I'm living in London, the lifestyle's hat wear, and the roads ain't safe, so I went two ways. That's half on a black star Amway. You can't see me, I'm high down Amway. I drive past all tinted leaning, trying to keep up with the rich one done no. I put white gold scrolls in my bracelet, still got my groove face on, no facelift. Face it, it's basic. Get money's the road that we live by. Onto the money all day like there's no night. If you don't like money, then rude boy, stay broke, no hype. London, east side, E3 bowl. London life ain't easy, no gash. Cars past moving O's. Straight I'm out, I'll be back, you know.
We're just living in London, living in London, living in London, living in London. We're just living in London, living in London, living in London, living in London. We're just living in London, 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 living in London.